right, everybody. Good evening out there, DPF land. This is episode 111 in season 4. Just before we get started, a shout out to our guys at Jerseys in Glenside. They're at 2609 Mount Carmel Ave. If you're looking for a real Phillies game day spot, this is it. Go to Jerseys. It's cold beer, great food, TVs everywhere, and a crowd that actually cares. And don't forget, DPF Watch Party, Saturday, March 2nd at 4 p.m. We're packing the place. Phillies on, beers flowing, full DPF crew in the building. If you've been meaning to come out to an event, this is the one. Jerseys, just show up, be loud. Don't watch the game alone. Come out, meet us, shake our hands, and let's have some fun.
Love it. Mike, I'm going to talk about Fishtown iced tea. So this is not your average drink. This is 9% in a can. It even says 9% right on the can. It's smooth. It's strong. It's built for game days, tailgates, bad decisions that always turn into great stories. We've had it flown at the DPF garage, and trust me, it delivers every time. So whether you're pre-gaming, watching the game, just trying to survive a bullpen, thinking about the beach, going to the beach, grab a Fishtown iced tea. Because let's be honest, Fishtown iced tea is made for people who can parallel park. Guys, I want to get into something, and I was really pissed before yesterday's win, and I'm still pretty pissed. But what I'm pissed at might be surprising to you. I'm going to go back and be pissed about something months ago. We were told that Justin Crawford could not help this team in September in the playoffs. That was determined a fucking lie. This dude hit 340 in the International League. This isn't single A. This isn't like triple A over out in the West Coast where everyone hits 400. This was the International League. This dude, he hits the ball on the ground too much. Well, guys, what happened yesterday when he hit the ball on the ground? First pitch. Won the fucking game. Playing awesome defense, making good decisions at the plate. I've not seen one fucking stupid thing out of him. No. Let me remind you, we had Nick Castellanos out in right field part-time. This dude can't even sniff the field for the fucking Padres, who are horrendous. And that's what we're told. So what they told us was Nick Castellanos is better than Justin Crawford. Nonsense. Absolute bullshit. What if he was here last year, guys? What could have happened?
I don't know, but they said that Nick could hit lefties, right? Crawford, 376 average against lefties, led all of AAA last year, guys.
Yep. And it was real nice seeing him slap that ball to left field the other day. Going with the pitch and smacking it right past the third baseman. Like, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was earlier in the game. The only thing I think that really changes last year, well, not the only thing, they could have benefited from having him up, but they wouldn't have made the trade for Bader. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Which I'm fine with, because he's not here this year. And even though everybody fell in love with him,
he was hurt.
It's
like he always is.
He didn't play in the playoffs, so
it's Harrison Bader.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked. I mean, Bader did bring an energy when he started playing with the Phillies, but I still think there was a spot on the team for Crawford that he could have been. We were watching them run out. What's his name? Steroid guy. Who was our $10 million guy last year?
The steroids that didn't work. Max Kepler.
Kepler. So we were running Kepler out there as the platoon option with Castellanos. We could have had Crawford out there. I mean, yep. You see what he's bringing to the team. I mean, the only thing he hasn't done yet in these 6 games is steal a base. That's the only thing he hasn't done. Other than that, I mean, what's he hitting? 412 right now.
Yeah.
I don't see him hitting for much power, but he took advantage yesterday of the left fielder playing him shallow and popped one over his head for a double. And then obviously got the game-winning hit, being aggressive, first ball, swinging. But I love his swing, and I don't see where his swing just seems to be one that is, I won't say slump-proof, but he's going to make consistent contact. And with his speed, yesterday he had an infield single, hit that chopper over the pitcher's head, and once it got up over the pitcher's head, there was no play. He was beating it out, Another ground ball, the third baseman made a tremendous play, and threw him out by a hair, So he's going to be exciting. If the top of the order gets going, I mean, this kid's going to score a lot of runs if the top of the order gets going.
So it harkens the question, why were we lied to? Was it to save him from a year of eligibility?
More than
I would
likely.
imagine.
Yeah.
So they chose business over winning.
They punted on the year. Well, they punted on the potential.
Yeah.
Which is fucking ridiculous.
And that's the thing that's like there's no other tangible reason why this guy wouldn't have been on the team other than like eligibility reasons. And now they have him for an extra year because trust me, the Phillies would have loved to not have to bring up Painter and Crawford this year and hold him until May 15th or whenever that fucking deadline is.
Right.
Yeah.
They would have.
But, the Phillies notorious lying to us about injuries and notoriously not bringing people up because, like, this guy's 22 and we're acting like I've never seen anyone this young ever, come up.
It's been a long time.
He's a child. Like, we're like, anyway.
Hey, Brian, stick with us. We're going to get to this topic later on.
Yeah, so
I hate it when they gave Crawford the day off the other day. I'm like, the kid's 22. After you played one game, then you had a day off, 2 games, and then you sit him. I didn't understand that. Kid's 22 years old.
Topper's just so married to those fucking analytics, man.
Yeah.
He's so married to them.
Load management, my nuts.
Yeah, and he couldn't even keep a straight face saying it. Like when Topper was asked, he fumbled through that whole answer he gave. Like it was terrible.
It's the Otto Kemp. They've been touting Otto Kemp since the season ended last year. They got to find ways to get his bat in the lineup, and unfortunately, it may happen that way. There were 2 balls. I know they got their ass kicked that night, but there were 2 balls hit the center field that Marsh had drop in front of him that Crawford catches.
Right.
I have no doubt Crawford catches both those balls.
Yeah.
So you're sacrificing defense not only in center field but also left field when you have Otto Kemp out there. So your outfield defense takes a shit when you play that alignment, But
because Marsh could have probably had that one on the track that Otto Kemp dropped.
That was a hell of an effort.
It was a hell of an effort.
Hell of an effort, yeah.
For Otto. So I have been intrigued by this APS system. So I took a little bit of a deep dive into the first few days that this thing has been live. And so I just wanted to run through some stats and get your guys' opinion on it. So the first thing I looked at was umpires that really suck. And there are
you, CB.
1, 2, well, he's second, but there are 3 umpires that are between 70 and 100% of their challenges overturned, and there's 2 others above 57%. So Chad Wilson is the worst of the worst. He got 7 of his calls challenged and 7 overturned for a lusty 100% overturn rate. Then you Buckner, he got 8 challenges, 6 of them overturned, 75%. And then this Chris Siegel, 10 challenges, 7 overturned. So, we can chat about this later, but I recall us talking about, hey, at some point, do we now have another statistic other than that scorecard that they get to have these guys then maybe relegated back to AAA and practice a little before they get brought back up? We can talk about that in a little bit, though. Conversely, good umps. There's a guy named Bruce Dreckman, 4 challenges. He was right on all of them, so 0% overturned. Will Little, same thing, 4 challenges, 0 overturned, so 0% overturn rating. David Racky has the third 0%. He had 3 challenges, but none overturned. So there are some guys that are getting it done, and these are the guys with the best scorecards as well. And so they, get to do the playoffs and so on and so forth, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, Mike, I want to kind of pause for a second here.
Sure.
And so what's the answer to this? We know who's bad. Do we not let them ump behind the plate?
Well, so that's something we talked about last year or maybe even the year before. It was like, hey, you have a report card. If your report card is such that you're not doing your job, well, then maybe you get relegated down. You have 90 days or however long it is, 30 days in AAA. You get to practice. If your scorecard improves, then you come back. I don't know the answer, but that's one way to look at it.
And what I'm afraid of is, like, let's just say they're like, hey, CB, you can't be behind the plate. He's going to fuck up first or third.
Oh,
and he's going to
fuck up first? Yes.
He's going to fuck
Did you
it
see
up.
that?
That was unbelievable.
Did you see, dude?
Did you see that, Chris?
Both
the
dudes
dude's
were laughing.
foot is on the top of the bag, and he said he didn't touch the bag. Now, luckily, we have.
Does anyone know what he does besides this, or is this his full-time career?
I think he might be the oldest active umpire, so this might be the only thing he does.
He might need to wrap that shit up.
Yeah.
I'm going to say some diabolical stuff, but I'm not today. I was going to what else does he do? I'm not going to go
I
there.
love the ABS system. I've gone down to 4 games already, and I've seen it a couple times, and I love the fan reaction to
It's the best.
like an overturned call. It's fun. Like the fans are into it when a call gets challenged. You see everybody looking at the scoreboard, to see the strike zone or whatever. I mean, I'll give these guys the benefit of the doubt. Some of these pitches, the ball's like just nicking the corner of the plate for a strike. Like those ones, it can go either way, the call. But it's when it's dead in the middle of the plate and they call it a ball, or 2 feet outside and they call it a strike. Like I think there has to be, if you're going to score a guy, there has to be like, did you miss by 0.2 or did you miss by 2 feet?
They can eventually use AI to do all that, where they grade them on how bad their misses were.
But how good's JT at it? I mean, JT.
Hold on, I'm getting there.
He knows.
Yeah.
And Kyle.
So the second I did was the players with a good sense of the zone and the players without a clue what the zone is. So if you break it down, there's 4 players in the beginning of this year that have 100% challenge and won. So first one is 4 for 4, Salvador Perez. So makes sense, right? Been around a million years, been caught a million innings. He's really good at it. Guess who's second? JT. Tied with Austin Wells, JT, 3 for 3, both of those 2 guys, 100%. And then Eugenio Suarez, he's 2 for 2. Those 2 for 2, by the way, were against CB Buckner on the same at bat. Yeah. There's more that are pretty good. I just didn't want to list out a million guys, but the players without a clue, it warms my heart that this guy is 0 for 2. Ronald Acuna Jr., 0 for 2. He's a 0 win percentage. William Contreras, also 0 for 2. Bo Naylor from Cleveland, 1 for 3 at 33%. Carlos Navarez, Boston, 1 for 3. And Cal Raleigh, which kind of surprises me, 1 for 3, 33%. 10 other players are 50%. So, half of their ones. Most of them are 1 for 2. And then lastly, teams using ABS the most and using it the least. So by far the Twins have used it the most. They've used it 11 times. They're 7 for 11 or 63.6%. And the Reds are by far percentage-wise the best. They've used it 8 times, and they've won 7. They're at 87.5%. The Rockies have used it the least. They've challenged 2 whole calls, and they got 1 right. They're half, 50% right. And then the Diamondbacks, the Rangers, the Pirates, and the Cardinals have all only used it 3 times. The Diamondbacks are 100% of it, 3 for 3. The Cardinals are 0 for 3. They haven't gotten 1 right, and they haven't used it a lot. And lastly, the first manager ejection due to ABS was Twins manager Derek Shelton for arguing that Ryan Helsley took too long to initiate a challenge. So the rule is pretty clear. Batter, pitcher, or catcher must initiate a challenge immediately after a pitch without any secondary movement. Players are also encouraged to verbalize their challenge to leave nothing doubt. And if you watch the tape on the Helsley, I did, he does he like grabs his cap, he like kind of turns around and then he taps his head. So he did have like a real argument there. I think Derek Shelton, but he got
Right. They
chucked
could have been talking in his ear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It could have been.
You
The
know,
catcher
So-
or whatever. You know,
Yep.
the catcher sending them something. You don't know what those are on those pitch comms.
On
or
the
whatever.
yeah. So
I-
I think it's like you said, Dugan. I love it. I think they're doing a good job with moving it along, and I just want to get your guys' thoughts on it.
Yeah,
That's
I love
good.
it. But we had like a Michigan basketball moment the other night in the Phillies national games where the Nationals used up their 2 challenges early and were wrong, and then a pitch and the guy tapped his helmet. I'm like, what happens there if you try and call for one when you don't have any left? You know, like Michigan lost the timeout or whatever when he tried to call the timeout without.
Yeah, he got teed up for that.
He got teed up. Yeah, like
Maybe
what happens if you
give
try
him
and
an
call
extra
for one?
strike.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was funny because they were out of it. Like I think it was by like the 3rd inning that like they challenged 2 and were out of it. But I love it. I think it's great. I think it's great for the fans. I think the fan reaction's been fun down at the stadium. So can't wait for Buckner to do a Phillies game so we can see.
Exactly. The pitcher's going to be in the windup, and Schwarber's going to fucking tap his helmet, knowing that Stevie Buckner's going to call a fucking strike on like a fucking intentional walk or something. But yeah, it was pretty impressive. The one game when Schwarber fucking challenged the pitch, like it was like he wasn't even the ump wasn't even finished making the call, and Schwarber's like, "Fuck that."
Yeah,
like fucking challenge.
Yeah.
And he was right.
yeah, he's got a good eye.
Yeah, he's got a good eye.
Yeah.
Yo, imagine if they did this shit when Lenny was around, because like the first thing Lenny did, how many times was he like grabbing his helmet? Like, you know, it was always grabbing the helmet.
Garcia Pirate tapping his helmet, his
my
feet,
God.
gloves, whatever, all that shit he did.
You know, Lenny would have been fighting umps more so than he was.
The pitch clock is 90% because of Nomar Garcia Parra, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely is a human rain delay between pitches.
And Steve Traxel.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Throw over the first, hold the ball. All right, so I want to talk about one of our favorite guys on the page that we've been kind of ripping since the World Baseball Classic. Our superstar, our Mr. Elite, Bryce Harper. So, you know, obviously he's our big signing. Been here 6 years. Supposed to be the guy that's going to lead us to a World Series, and he's struggling really bad to start the season, and he didn't have a great World Baseball Classic either. So I wanted to take a look, like, because a lot of people commenting on the post, you know, well, Bryce is a slow starter. You got to give him time. It's early in the season, and it is. Granted, we're only 6 games in. Yeah, a lot can change. So I want to take a look at his career numbers for like March and April. You know, what did he look like in his career? So home runs, March and April, second best month that he has in his career. RBIs, second best month. Walks, second best month. Batting average, third best month. On base percentage, number 1 month. Slugging percentage, number 1. OPS, number 1. So the narrative that he's a slow starter, when you look at his career numbers, is kind of like blown out of the water, because those months seem to be some of the best that he has. But I'm like, you know what? Let me dive into these numbers a little bit. So I want to say, like, what did he look like since he's been with the Phillies, like in April and May, or March and April? And guys, he's a fucking slow starter. He has been since he's with the Phillies. 2019, it was 240. He's had one good start with the Phillies, and it was in 2021. He hit 321 in March and April. But he was 240, 321, 253, 230, 234, and this year he's at $120. So I was looking back and I said, you know, where did he fall off? Because obviously his career numbers look great. So early in his career with Washington, he was on fire out of the gate. 390, 330. You know, it was the year before coming to Phillies. His last year with Washington, he hit 240 in March and April, and that's been the trend for him ever since. He does seem to be a slow starter. Now, that to me, that begs the question, why isn't he getting more reps?
Yes.
In spring training.
Yes. That's
Why?
it.
Why are you not get 100 at bats in spring training?
Go on a fucking road trip, dude.
Yeah. You know,
Hold on. So Ricky Bo says the other day on the radio with that other dude who I don't know who he is. He says, it doesn't shock me that Schwarber and Harper aren't doing well at the beginning of the year. The team hasn't been together. Well, no shit, because half of them went to the World Baseball Classic. So that means to me, it meant more to play for the United States than it did to play for the Philadelphia Phillies. And just come out and say that. You didn't gel as a team because we were out trying to win the gold medal. Okay. But that's not the narrative that they're putting out there, right?
How does that explain the previous years where he was 240, 230, 234 last year? Like that wasn't World Baseball Classic. He's not prepared to start the season.
He's not prepared. He has 2 at-bats at home games and then fucking goes home and makes shit.
Yeah.
In the fucking blender.
I mean, and then I wanted to dive in a little further to some of the advanced, stats that they have and look at his career numbers compared to this year. And obviously, again, very small sample size. But his hard hit rate percentage so far this year is 20%. He's only hit 20% of balls hard. His career average is 47.7.
Well, he's only touched about 2 of them, Chris.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, strikeouts are down, though. He's not striking out a lot. But his line drive percentage, 10% line drives. His career is 26.8. His ground ball this year is 45. Career average is 41. And 45 fly ball, career average is 25. So he's hitting way less line drives and way more fly balls than he did. His distribution is kind of similar to his, well, not really. His pull percentage is down. His balls to center field is up, and his opposite fields are up. But the one number that kind of jumped out at me was his exit velocity this year is only 85 miles an hour. So he's not really even hitting the ball hard. In his career, it's 91. And the MLB average is 88. So yeah, he's not making solid contact. You would hope that after, he gets going and he gets some more at-bats under his belt, that we'll see him start turning on him. He homered yesterday, but his other 4 at-bats were weak. It was weak ground ball, fly ball, pop-up, strikeout, yeah, it's concerning. I think it's concerning. But it is a trend for him to be a slow starter ever since he came to the Phillies.
I mean, I think he's just slow. You know what I mean? His bat's just slow.
Yeah.
It's not only that, but like, guys, exactly how he's going to be pitched to. And it's like, what? Like, just if you notice the curveball, either you can't see anymore, just don't swing at it, Bryce.
Right.
Just don't swing at the curveball.
Yeah, it's almost like he's going up there saying, I'm
make
swinging
him
first pitch,
strike. Like he has to land it for a strike. You can't swing at that.
And that's the other thing. I'm so fucking sick of him swinging through it and he's doing this thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Watch it every time. He's like, I don't know if he's like visualizing like him actually doing well, or it's just like, he's got Tourette's or something.
Yeah, he's on fucking autopilot.
There's better Tourette's to have than that. You can say fucking inappropriate shit at any time.
That is true.
And
that
blame
is
it
I
on
guess
that.
for a guy that talked about wanting to walk 130, 140 times, he swings at the first fucking pitch every time up. Like
every fucking at bat.
Every at bat. Like he, it might be it. I don't know. Maybe he can't see. Maybe he's not picking up spin. I don't know. But
he's Gary Maddox. Remember him?
Yeah.
He swung at every first pitch. I think it was like some ridiculous 75% of the time.
I mean, there's no reason to throw him a good pitch on the first pitch. There's no reason to.
No, just throw him something fucking off speed and fucking down and away.
Yeah, he's making weak contact.
We got Dennis out here throwing fucking bombs like left-handed casting. Jesus Christ.
The problem is the
Savage.
Phillies need him to be Harper. They need him to be that Harper to have a shot at winning. Really winning, not just winning the division, really winning in the playoffs. He needs to be back to the guy that we thought he was going to be for his career here. So,
And Michael,
Yeah,
thank you for sending stars all the time. I don't know what they do, but I love seeing stars, and Michael's the only person that sends them. So
he
thank
sends a
you.
lot of beer emojis too. I like the beer
That's right.
emoji.
Yeah.
The fucking little party hats exploding and shit.
Hell yeah,
I love them
Michael.
all. Good job, Michael.
You're respected. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, guys, just talking about Harper, like, let's be honest. He is the straw that stirs the drink. He is the guy that when he gets going, he gets so animated that he gets the fucking crowd fired up. When he's doing what he's doing, like that home run notwithstanding, like he's been getting booed, guys. That's fucking hard to see 4, 5, 6 games into the season, where your number one player is getting fucking booed. But there's a reason for it. And this team, they did win the last 2 games. And we're gonna talk about this later about how it's still early, but they are still running the risk. If they fall back into that, they're running the risk of losing the fans in a way that I don't think they understand how bad it is if they lose the fan base here. Attendance will probably not be affected, at least not terribly. People will still go to the games and they'll stand up in front of me no matter what.
Wait, do you get really mad at that?
Actually, I love it. Actually, I think, no, yeah, I can't stand it, man. It's like, guys, sit down, and then they sit down and they have huge fat heads too. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Me and Danielle actually had to move back a row the other night because these dudes sat in front of us, and 3 of them, they all had melons.
That's not their fault, man.
It's not. It's mom and dad's fault, but still.
Chris resembles that remark.
I know, because I'm like, I've been wanting to go on and like they don't have low profile hats, and talking about the head thing, and I'm like, I'm a 7 3/4. Like, I can only go up 1 from that. So like, if I fucking do steroids. Like
so I either have to sit next to you or 2 rows behind you.
Absolutely.
So
yeah. And then sitting next to me, you have to deal with, me.
that I can tolerate. I can't stand not being able to see through your huge dome.
Max has a question for you, Rob.
Yeah.
Do you hate fatheads more than robots?
No. No, because at least fatheads are fucking alive. You know what I mean? Robots, they have no fucking excuse. So just
Marty.
Like, I'll just get back to this real quick about the losing the fan base. Like, when Harper's getting booed, and you can see that it bothers him, you can also see that he looks like he wants to flip the crowd off.
He should.
He looks like he's ready to. But see, that shows passion, right? That shows care.
Show something.
And then we'd be like, okay, good. He fucking showed some emotion. He showed something. But it's really frustrating watching him fucking roll over on a ball, which he's been doing the last 2 years in the postseason, right? We've been seeing this over and over again. Exactly, John. Exactly. Fuck Marty. So yeah, it's just, if this team, like, what was it? The fucking, the mid 2010s, from 2013 to 2017, this team fucking lost the fans. Attendance was cratering. Like, the team was terrible. And we don't have that now. And we don't want that. And I don't think the franchise wants that. So, like, all this fucking bullshit about, like, it's early, or, Topper's making all his decisions. You guys will get into Topper. I'll get into Topper a little later. It's just if they fucking lose the fans, if they don't care, that's going to be an ugly look, and it's going to make a fucking really long summer.
I don't want to keep dumping on Harper, but at yesterday's game, so you got Christopher Sanchez, who right now is your ace, right?
Yeah.
And he clearly didn't have his best stuff yesterday, especially in the 2nd or 3rd inning where he walked a few guys. And Caleb Cotham comes out to the mound to kind of settle him down. Every player in the infield went to the mound except Harper. And I noticed it, but I was with my daughter and my cousin, and they're both like, what the fuck's his problem? Why is he too good to go in? And like, that's your best pitcher. Why is he not in there giving him encouragement and, trying to help him out. Like, but
he does it every time.
I know.
He does it every time.
I know,
so
but I don't understand why. Like, why can't you be in there? Like, you're supposed to be the face of the Phillies, and you're squatting over by first base while, 5 players are congregating around the pitcher who's struggling.
Chris, like, let me kind of talk about this with you. Like, and we're all players here. Like, when you're in the middle of like the mound and the pitcher's out there and the catcher's out there and the coach is saying something, like, how the fuck could you be out there and concentrate on what you're going to make for breakfast the next morning?
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point.
What flavor latte we're doing?
Is it going to be walnuts or pecans? Those are big decisions, man.
Yeah. Most guys are taking the card out for defensive positioning. His is his grocery list for.
That's exactly right.
This is Instacart.
The recipe you got off Instagram.
He shops at Sprouts, though, right?
Totally.
This is not apples to apples. This is emotion, like showing you care versus crying is 2 different things.
Pouting is way different. And you're exactly right, Mike. The other thing that has to do with fucking losing fans, though, guys, real quick, and this will be a great segue, is the shit that they're doing in the stadium, guys. Like, that was my first game. Me and Danielle went. We had a great time. Thank you, Chris. But it was, like, seriously, having not been there yet this year and not much of towards the end of the last year, the changes are fucking crazy. Like, I know we've already talked about it on the fucking page, but I was like looking around and I'm like, where's the fucking clock? Where do I find out how fast that pitch was? Like, I couldn't even fucking locate that right away. I eventually did, thank God. But
hell yeah.
There we go. All right, Tom, you're in. So, like, that's another way that you can risk losing fans, isn't it?
Which I want to talk about this. And, like, I go into the stadium, like, for the first time, and, like, it's beautiful, right? Citizens Bank is awesome. But the fucking video boards, it's like the Jetsons. It's like fucking beep, boop, eep, op, orc, all this fucking shit going on. And, like, I don't fucking give 2 shits about it. But, like, it definitely messes with your peripheral vision. There's, like, this fucking purple Xfinity clock that, pitch clock that's coming up. There's fucking 20 scoreboards. I'm just like, how much is too much? Like, how much is too much with all these fucking scoreboards? So then I'm going through the Hall of Fame club. They lost all the fucking baseballs in the hallway. It's like video boards. And, which is cool. Like, part of it is cool if there was like a little area, but it's like, that's all it is. It's like, they're showing the pile-on Lidge in 08. And they're showing like Schmidt's home run just over and over instead of a static thing. But I don't know. I kind of want the static thing. We did also get a message from an unnamed bartender at the Hall of Fame club, and it wasn't a complaint against me. I want to say that first.
Those go in a separate file.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about those ones.
Those are in a zip.
But they're wearing fucking bibs, like these aprons, like a fucking bartender. But it's not like the cool ones like you'd see in the 20s and like someone's making a fucking smoky old fashioned and they have like a cool mustache that they wax. It's not like that kind. They look like, I don't know, like food workers, and they hate it. But someone at Aramark was like, yeah, let's put food bibs on them. I don't know. Let them wear fucking a polo shirt. I don't know. Let them wear what the fuck they want to wear.
Right.
You know what?
DPF t-shirt.
And they're all women. And I'm going to tell you something. And this is probably a little bit why they're pissed off. Yo, I've never been to a bar where they have fucking women and they're wearing fucking turtlenecks. No, they're going to show what gets fucking tips for them.
Yeah.
And if they're wearing fucking bibs, they don't feel happy or cute. And they're not able to, entice young men to give dollar bills.
With big head.
Yeah.
Or even old men. With
big or women. I don't know. Anyone. But I'm able to black it out and block it out. But it's very difficult. Oh, yeah. It is increasingly difficult because, there's something going on all the time. And I get the scoreboard in between innings. We're going to make you a fanatic face and what fucking cap is the, ball under. That's all cool, right? Like I don't have a problem. It's not that type of stuff. It's like the constant, like the scoreboard. They don't even show the batting average at times.
I was just going to say.
You cannot find the fucking batting average.
It's OPS. I'm like,
you can't find the batting average. Yeah. And like, I don't know. Come on.
We're old. We're old. That's not even a stat that they give a fuck about anymore. That's the hard part. Like OPS plus. WOVA this,
XB, XOG, fucking
war minus, war plus.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. I wonder, can this guy fucking hit or not? That's what I want to know. What's his fucking batting average?
Yeah, batting average, home runs, fucking slugging. That's it. That's all we need.
Does he walk? That's what I need to see.
Yeah, I mean, and this is true. I'm sure bartenders have a book on me, and I want that. Don't you guys want that? You go in, they're like, oh yeah, this guy likes "Ring the Bell" by Concha Hawken. He wants the big one. Or he likes hot water. Yeah,
right. This guy, you walk in and this guy got raspberry hot water written all over him.
Yeah, but they know what you want. I don't know. It just makes it really difficult. So we're about a half an hour in, guys, and I pulled the names earlier. So here's what happened. So we have subscribers on the page. It's people that pay 99 cents a month, so $12 a year, and they kind of like see us higher in the feed, right? So it just kind of like helps the page a little bit, but they see these. So what we said, we're going to give them some benefits. It can't just be like, oh, we're higher in the feed because fuck Zuckerberg. So Bruce, who is a subscriber, has access to the Iron Pigs cabanas. The cabanas are pretty badass. And what we're getting is seats to the cabanas, food, and non-alcoholic drinks all covered for free from Bruce, who is a subscriber, and we're kind of giving those out. So we have a bunch of DPFers that are doing it. So a bunch of the admin group are bringing significant others, sisters, brothers, wives, whatever. So, but there's 7 people that I'm going to announce now that you are going to the Iron Pigs on May 9th with DPF. You have 2 tickets. They are Harry Stilling, Vinny Chupola, Dawn Barnett Hickman, Kimberly Pohm, Jonathan Merrill, Dave Michael, and Ellen McMahon Coyne. So those are the 7. Here's what you got to do. I told you to listen. Tell me you're listening. Email, DM me your email. I will reach out to you, but if you're, it's always like, oh, I can't go. I did pull some alternates. I'm not going to say their names because they're going to think, oh my God, I won. I did pull alternates. I pulled 72 alternates because there's always fucking 18 people who can't go. So I have the full list. Yes, I have the full fucking list. I went through and fucking spun the wheel until you have the last goddamn name on there. But congratulations.
Everybody's ranked somewhere.
Can
you just say who the 72nd person is so they know they have a long time to wait?
Yeah, it's not good. I guess I could, but I don't
keep
want
her
to.
email or keep his email open. That's all.
That's funny.
That's
funny.
True.
It's true though. It's amazing. Like as many followers as we have and subscribers, how difficult it is sometimes to fill, capacity of something. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's great. Congratulations to everybody that I can't wait to hang out with you all and see you at the game.
Yeah. So I'll email you tickets. I think
DPFers
can still go.
Situation, right?
It could be. I think that's. I think you're doing it, right?
Okay, just so you know, those 999 challenges, they're doing them in a lot of stadiums, but apparently at the Met Stadium, they're not allowed to chew.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
and they're
sense.
footlongs. They're not the mini ones.
I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that.
You got to shake hot dogs in your hand before you eat it with 2 hands.
They throw them at your face.
Yeah.
So, guys, we have a segment that we do every once in a while. It's called Odumbass of the Week. We're going to make this one brought to you by Concha Hawken Brewing because I have a Ring the Bell that I've been sampling here in the middle of my Fishtown iced tea as well. So this week's Odumbass of the Week is brought to you by Chesterfield County, South Carolina. A gentleman we'll call SB was arrested for trespassing and had the opportunity to post a $250 bail. Not bad, right? Some of us on this call maybe have been arrested once or twice. A $250 bail, not that bad. SB proceeded to hand the magistrate 4 $100 bills and said, "Hey, Judge, keep the change."
Judge got a tip. He wasn't wearing a bib, that's for sure.
The magistrate declined the offer, but as he's looking at the bills, he noticed the color of the bills was slightly off. Judge handed the bills over to the bailiff, who, upon inspection with a counterfeit detection pen, he proved that these bills were counterfeit. So SB is our Odumbass week because instead of walking out of jail for $250, he was rearrested on felony forgery and misdemeanor contempt of court, and now his bond is $6,000. And as of this past Tuesday, he was still in jail. So SB, next time, just scratch out a check for $250 or don't try and bribe the judge.
And Mike, I saw this one. They knew the money was fake because, the guy's face in the middle, he had a monocle on and a top hat.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, man.
How
did that not happen in Florida?
We moved up 95 a little bit there from Florida, though. We
right?
went a little north.
True.
We're still Southern. Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah.
Literally, I had to pick between 3 this week. Like, sometimes I'm reaching for one that I really like. I had 3 good ones this week, so I got some ammo left in the tube for later.
I think I saw that guy at south of the border when I was driving down to Florida the one time. The 90 signs you see on the way down there.
Holy shit.
That's funny. All right, so I'm going to talk about the Phillies' big bat offseason signing this year. They made it clear real early in the offseason that Nick Castellanos and his El Presidente beers were no longer in the plans. And they went out and they signed one of their $10 million specials that they like, Adolis Garcia. So he was advertised as an upgrade over Nick as a defensive right fielder. His bat's been a little suspect the last 2 or 3 years. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago, he was a 30 home run guy, and the Phillies are hoping that he can get back to being that type of player. From the defensive side, I mean, he had the one play where he lost the ball in the sun. That happens to all of us. He had the other play yesterday against the wall in foul territory. Probably should have caught it.
Little Bobby Abreu there.
Yeah, he got a little. As big as he is, I thought the fucker was gonna,
I thought the wall would have been scared or moved back.
He's a high C. He was gonna run like the high C, or whatever the guys did, a Kool-Aid guy, and run through the fucking wall, with the ball. But in the Painter start, he did make a nice running catch into the right field corner that I don't think Casty would have been within 30 feet of. And it was in a spot where they had a couple men on base. So it really helped Painter out, because if that ball drops, it really could change the complexion of Painter's start, which was excellent. But if that ball drops, they score a couple of runs, it's a different story. And now everybody's talking about Painter a little different than we are today. But I wanted to take a look at him. And I was kind of looking at him after the Texas series, because he struggled. He struggled in that Texas series as far as his numbers go. He was only 1 for 11. But I was looking at it, and I'm like, I'm watching this games. I watched all 3 games. And that motherfucker was hitting the ball hard. Like, yes. I think he was hitting into some very bad luck.
Yep.
And I was telling people, friends, my kids, as I'm watching the game, and I'm like, he looks good. I know, Chris, you posted about chase rate, and he was one of the guys that chases, but his strikeouts aren't bad. I think he struck out 5 times in 6 games, so less than 1 a game. But he was hitting the ball hard, and I'm like, this guy just needs a break. Like, he just needs the ball to drop. And then he came out in the Washington series and went 6 for 11, and just started ripping balls. And So I'm like, yeah, this is the guy. Like they talked about in spring training, some of the adjustments that he made, moved his hands a little bit. He's a little quicker to the ball. He's driving. I mean, a home run was to right field. It was an opposite field home run. His double was to left field. So he's hitting the ball all over the field, which I think is encouraging. And then to go back to, this stat that I starting to like is this, exit velocity. He's at 94.
Oh
miles.
no, Chris!
I'm telling you,
Chris.
It is an indication of how hard you're hitting the ball, though, which is a good sign. You want hard contact.
We might have lost him, boys.
No, I like it because, it told the story after the first series. He was at 97 miles an hour, going 1 for 11. And when you look at that, you go, the dam has to break at some point. He's hitting the ball too damn hard not to be having success, And he broke out with a 6 for 11 series against the Nationals. But yeah, I mean his career, the MLB averages.
Fuck the Red Wings.
Did they score? Motherfuckers. But he's at his second highest hard rate percentage early in the season. Things can change, but I don't know I think the adjustments that he's made in the offseason may really benefit this guy. And he could turn out to be, we're not asking much out of him. He's batting in the 6 hole for the most part. 5 hole, I guess, against the lefties. They moved him up to the 5 hole. But if he can produce at a 25 home run season, an 85 RBI, I'm all over that, man. I'm all over that. And he's been impressive. Like I said, well, that's okay, Steve. He's hitting the ball hard. I mean, I'd rather have that than Harper's 85 flyouts. I mean, how many line drives has Garcia hit that were the shortstop caught or the left fielder caught and it was a bullet right at him? I think the harder when you keep hitting the ball hard consistently, good things are going to happen. You got to have some really bad luck. So
Chris, speaking of Garcia, I just kind of want to chime in and think of from the human aspect of things. And I'm being honest here. This isn't me gonna have some zinger at the end. It's when he's with Texas, he's expected to be the stud, right? And he comes here and he doesn't have to be the stud. He can just be Adolis Garcia and hit 20 home runs, and we're gonna be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So maybe he's able to stay inside himself. Where Harper is I got to be the guy. I got to be the guy. And
I got to carry.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
Chris, you sound like you're about to say it's harder to play at Citizens Bank Park than it is
on the road. I was going to go into EBITDA and Wobida and I don't know these other things, but I don't.
I'm not going that deep, man. If you're getting mad at me for fucking exit velocity,
I'm not mad. I'm just surprised, and it's okay.
I think it's a great
I like to learn.
He's not mad. He's disappointed. He's not mad. He's disappointed.
I just think it's a great indication of how well you're seeing the ball, the contact you're making, and the more I look at it, it tells the story.
Chris, I disagree. Okay. And here's why.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is true or not. If you hit a fly ball or a pop-up fucking 500 feet up, I think the exit velocity is going to be pretty good.
It might. I don't think
so. How does that fucking indicate that someo's had a great exit velocity?
All right. So hard rate percentage.
So there's a new one you're going to talk about now.
I mentioned Harper. You guys, you're
what's his line drive?
Curmudgeon, man.
What's his line drive percentage? Because if he's hitting line drives,
44.4%.
That's beautiful. That would a nice exit velocity.
His career is 21.9.
Chris,
right. He's hitting the ball hard and he's hitting it.
You're a fucking pitcher. I don't want to listen to you. Then he's going to find some spots.
We're doing the next one in the garage, and we're doing.
I hate hitters.
We're going to be wearing sumo costumes for the next one.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my
Trying
God,
to give a guy some praise over here, you sons of bitches.
I hate hitters, man. I think I hate pitchers too.
Yeah, I know a couple pitchers I hate, but yeah.
I mean, it's a good point. What was the exit velocity in 1846?
Well, I think launch angle is the
I don't like launch angle. I'll never bring that up. Right, but I think hard hit percentage, exit velocity, line drive percentage. I mean, that's what we were taught as kids, Rob. Right?
Yeah. Hit the ball hard. Hit it hard. Hit it somewhere. Make them make a play. That's drive. Yeah. Those are basics. My question is this: physics being what they are, is pitch speed. Does that affect your exit velocity?
Sure.
Right. So
still coming off the bat, like you're still hitting it hard. You know, you're
yeah,
squaring
but you
it
can
up.
hit it. You can hit 100-mile-an-hour fastball probably a lot harder than you can like a 82-mile-an-hour fastball, right?
I threw a lot of 82-mile-per-hour fastballs, and people can predict hitting hard.
That was probably more launch angle than exit velocity, right?
That was the chuck and duck, right? Oh,
That's
shit.
right. I
Coming
counted
right back at
those.
me. Well, fuck you guys and go Adolis Garcia.
Well, Chris, don't worry. It's early.
Yeah,
It's early in the season.
I'm going to
So
bring this stat up every fucking podcast. From
What
now
I was
on
going to say
for
is
somebody.
You may convince us. Right. You may convince us by the All-Star break. We may be fucking standing up. We might have an exit velocity T-shirt.
I think we should.
You know what I mean?
Could we have your sign on to StatCast or whatever the advanced metrics that you're?
There you go. Baseballreference.com. It's free.
Velo rules with a Z.
Yeah,
Stathead. You gotta pay the $17.95 a month for Stathead so you can really dig into it.
You got to get in there.
It's all part of.
I'll have the Wobe of stats next week, guys.
Ebona.
So, guys, yeah, exactly. Right now, it's early. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about next is about how it's early. And they fucking all came out, guys. All these people came out of the woodwork to tell us how early it was and how, you don't overwork a pitcher because it's early. You don't fucking get on Harper because it's early. Guys, is this bullshit or what? Is this like this whole it's early thing? And we did this last year. We already had this episode. I understand that part. Why does it keep fucking coming up?
Because there's dopes.
Because we run it back.
Because there's dopes on the page and dopes in general that don't realize that, if you are one game out of the playoffs in September, it could have been that you weren't ready to play in March.
Thank you.
That's our issue. I think that's my issue. I understand the cold happens, but listen, I don't know. Chris, Mike, Rob, we were playing fucking now.
Yeah.
High school and college basketball in 30 fucking degrees.
Yeah. Spring training started in February, just like it did for them guys.
Yeah.
And we weren't in Florida.
Yeah.
We played games with snow in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And
I played games with snow coming down in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was snow.
We played at Queens, Chris, in the snow.
Yeah.
And
Mike
Hendrick had no underwear on.
No underwear on, and that's not the time he pissed on his uniform and was cold. But and Mike and I went down to spring training, we had spring training in Florida. We went down there, I don't know. I don't remember a single game. I remember one game where Dugan gave up a fucking home run that went out of the fucking Orange Bowl.
Chris, it hasn't ended yet. That was
this was a
30
fucking.
years ago.
It literally went out of the Orange Bowl.
Dugan, not Dugan, right? It wasn't me. It was
yes.
I've given up a few of my shots in my day
no,
too. But.
It went out of the fucking Orange Bowl, and we were like,
it was nuts.
I had a couple curveballs as soon as it left my hand. I went, oh fuck, that ain't coming back.
That's a fucking hanger.
He called his the frisbee.
Yeah,
and that
so
frisbee got fucking munched.
It was like one of those crosshatch fucking sliders. You know what I mean?
I guess it would be a sweeper today, right?
I guess that's.
They just make shit up today. That's it. Exit velocity is made up. Hard hit percentage is made up. It's all made up. It's all made up bullshit.
So we've been saying a lot of great stuff about players, and it is good. And, I'm going to look at this because I haven't looked at that number, Chris. Honestly, I never was like, I don't know, hard hit or, line drive percentage makes sense. Here's something that infuriates me along the same lines that seasons, it's early. That bullshit. How the fuck is Rob Thompson coming out with the fucking Kool-Aid in his hand and being like, yeah, Ton won. Thought he threw well. How many fucking times does he think someone threw well? Just say, you got fucking destroyed. Right. He was terrible all night.
Yeah.
And you know what? Terrible is yeah, okay. The exit velocity, I do remember this from that game. They're like, the exit velocity was 79.8, which is the lowest of anyone in the history of the game since it's been measured. Because he did get dinked and dunked, but I don't know. They were hits. They
were clean hits.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think that first inning changes on that ball hit to Sosa. If he throws to home immediately, he double clutched, and or if he just goes to first and gives up that run, gets the out. Like he had an out in both spots. He could have cut the run down if he came home right away. And who knows, that might change the ending.
Was he in on that?
He
were they halfway?
He was halfway, I think. But it was a hard one hopper right at him. And if he like double clutched and it was a close play. It was bang bang at the plate, but the guy was in.
Did you happen to notice what his the speed of the throw was, Chris?
I did not. I apologize.
I
apologize.
I know you're into those things.
I am. I'll check it out next time. But
we're getting to this really soon, Mike.
That could have changed the inning for and the ball drop in front of Marsh, and there were a couple balls that plays could have been made on that. Harper had that one ball to first base where he didn't catch the little humpback liner, and that ended up costing him a run. And they did not play well that night. That was a sloppy fucking baseball game from the first pitch, to the end. And Dylan Moore was out there fucking pitching.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a guy who was his first appearance? He was a player, was a pitcher. I wonder if that's ever happened. Jason Stark.
Somebody wrote on our page, Dylan Moore pitched before Painter. I laughed my ass off for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah. It's true. I'd urge people not to write it's early.
Please.
Urge it not.
You know what? They might get banned. And then
I know they hurt my liver.
They might have to go to one of the other pages to ask why they got banned.
And it's going to be the wives, right? What wives are going to come us for, like, oh, Rob, why did you ban Johnny Jack? And we're like, no, it was Chris. He said it's early to him, and you don't fucking like that. He gave a thumbs up. You don't love that.
If you watch the podcast, you would know you're not allowed to say it's early on the page anymore.
Yeah.
Watch the fucking podcast. We have a podcast.
And you know what? There's like 1,000 people watching. Well, no, there's 2,000 people watching right now. Not one of you are going to write it's early and send us into a fucking tirade. Like,
I think they're going to do it on purpose now.
I think someone said that. I think someone said that early.
So I think Mike went the opposite. I hate that cliche, so that you give them tickets to the Iron Pigs. I think.
These games matter, man, and that's
100%.
I don't know. They play a game, and if you look at the standings the next day, they change, right? If they won or lost, the standings change. The losses count as much as the wins.
And
when you get to the end of the season and you're fucking 1 or 2 games up or 1 or 2 games out, they make all the fucking difference.
They were what they missed. They missed being the 1 seed last year by 2 games.
Yeah.
It was
one game.
Maybe one. Then you'll avoid the Dodgers in that second round if you.
Well, it wasn't the 2 games in April that they lost.
No.
They don't really count.
It was the games in August.
It's early.
It was the games in August. It's early. It was too early to count.
They don't count. Where they blew a big lead or something like that, or they didn't hit. Yeah, it didn't count. That didn't count. All right, well, let's get into Topper because I've seen a lot of comments about Topper tonight, and I want to talk about him. I mean, we all have our feelings about Topper, and some of them stronger than others. So he took over the Phillies in 2022. At the time, the Phillies were 22-29, and Girardi was fired. I guess what was that, his second year into the manager or third year, whatever the hell it was.
I think that was his third.
So Topper then comes in and he led the Phillies to a 65-46 record. They finished third in the division, but they captured a wild card, and they end up going on to the World Series. They win the pennant, they go into the World Series, and they lose. 2023. The Phils go 90-72, finish second, make it to the National League Championship game, have the lead, and blow it.
Sorry, that made me laugh.
Wally's joking, but that's awesome.
So, as far as Topper goes, every year he's been the manager, the Phillies' win total has improved, but their performance in the playoffs has regressed. World Series, National League Championship, division round. They get knocked out. So obviously the last 2 games winning the last two games kind of changes the perspective of the homestand. They went 3-3 rather than 2-4 or 1-5, you know. But even like we were talking, like the game they won, the Painter game, you know, it was 2 solo home runs and an error by the Nationals first baseman was the only reason they scored. They did nothing offensively. And even yesterday, they really didn't do anything until the 7th inning, Realmuto homer, Harper homer, and then the bottom of the order put together some really good at-bats in the 9th inning and in extra innings to get them the win. Yep. So they sit at 3-3 right now. And if this team is, you know, a 500 team or slightly better or slightly worse come June, is it time to start thinking like maybe the message is stale? Like you know, you have this team, this core has been together now pretty much since 2022. You know, is it stale? Is it time for a new voice? Like, and if Topper tries to decide to be like, you know, a hard ass, the players are going to see through that. Like, that's not your personality. Don't all of a sudden now try to be Larry Boa. Like, that's not you, and we'll know it, and you're fake and you're a phony. But do the Phillies need a guy like a Larry Boa type or a Bruce Bochy type, like just an old school hardcore baseball guy that's not going to put up with the nonsense that you see at times where the Phillies look lackadaisical. They sleepwalk through games. And then we hear the time on Walker gave up 8 runs in 2 innings and he looked good. He had good stuff.
So,
like,
that's just so ridiculous, Chris.
Like, I mean, like, you can't argue with the success that Topper's had as far as the regular season goes. But in the postseason, it's regressed. And this team is not, you know, winning divisions is, yay, we won the division. The money they're spending, it's about winning championships. It's not about winning divisions. And if he's not the guy to get you over the hump, you got to make that decision at a certain point in the season. If they're struggling in June or July, I think it's going to be look in the mirror time for the Phillies and say, you know, are we good enough to compete? Like, are our players good enough? And if the answer to that is, yeah, there you go. If the answer is yes, we think we're good enough to compete with the Dodgers of the world and the quality, the Yankees and the Blue Jays and the Mariners and all those teams in the American League that are really good. If we think we can compete with them, it's time to make the move. I think this is the year where it's make or break for Topper. Come mid-season, like I think he's going to be evaluated on every win and every loss.
So, bottom line, did we bring Donnie Ballgame along for this exact reason?
He has said he doesn't want to manage again, but I think.
But for half a season, he may.
He may.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially with a team like
That's
this,
different.
like once he gets to know them and once he gets to fucking seeing what's happening, like what they're capable of, he may want to step in there. Yeah, that'd be interesting though, right?
I just, you know, it's just the success of Topper, like, and that's the part where it's like you're gonna shit can a guy that has increased his win total every year, but it like we're not there. Like we're not at that. Like let's just make the playoffs anymore. We're not that team like that. We were that team in 2022. Like, sure. Let's just get in the playoffs and see what happens. Now this team has been built to be a deep playoff run team, and they haven't done it the last 2 years. And who does that fall on? Like the players? And then if it's the players, then it literally falls on Dombrowski and the ownership for not improving the team enough to get them over that hump.
Yeah, and guys, Wheeler's coming back after 3 more outings. Is
two
that
or
correct?
three. 2 or 3.
I heard 2, but yeah.
So, you know, like Walker's obviously gone in that instance or whatever. I don't know if he's gone, but like when you think about it, we have $38 million tied up between Walker and Castellanos.
Yeah.
Imagine this team.
But what a dick that Castellanos had to be that they ate his 20 million and never ate Walker's 18.
Yes.
You know? Like,
but Walker's been a team player.
He has.
He's done
whatever they asked. Yep.
Exactly.
I don't know what you did to Jake, but Dugan, he's clearly not aligned with your exit velocity.
Well, whatever.
I guess we're gonna have to find
Harper's
out.
not hitting and Garcia is, so the numbers bear out. So,
Guys, I want to talk about one more thing, just kind of going back. So someone just said something like every game matters. And like, I think hashtag EGM is like maybe, and we're not going to pay him, right? We're not fucking paying this guy. Like, 'cause it's just words. But I'm going to tell a story of opening day, which was crazy. Chris, you were there. Rob, you didn't get to go. And Mike, you were supposed to go, but you no-showed on us.
Shut the fuck up. I told you I wasn't coming.
I got a call.
We did not hear that.
I got a call from Junior that morning that he was going to relieve you and send you down. I had to save you a parking spot.
That was erroneous.
Okay. And that's why I'm busting your balls. So like it was crazy. Like I've never seen the DPF lot like this. It was fucking nuts. Like I don't know how many people there are, but there was a lot. More of my story is like towards the end here, and it's just a very quick one. So we're at Pass and Stowe at the end of the night. Beers are flowing. We're like
That's weird.
Other DPFers, right? Like surprise. And this dude that we're talking to, and I didn't even notice what the shirt said. So it's like an all black shirt with black letters that said BLM on it. And he's like, "Do you know what this means?" And I was like, "No, I don't know." And like, mind you, it's like this humongous black dude. And I'm like, I don't know what it means. I was like, yeah, it's probably Black Lives Matters. And he's like, no, he goes, "It's bang local MILFs." And it was like the fucking greatest fucking moment ever. And he's like, "Yeah, man." And then like, I think he had a hat on and it said, I don't know, like something about titties. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, I fucking love Philadelphia, man.
There was a dude in the parking lot. He had a hat on that said "Mayor of Titty City." And someone said something to him like, "Oh, I love your hat." And he goes, "Yeah, it was a close election, but I won."
Good Lord.
Too
Yeah,
funny.
it was wild.
That was amazing. The tailgate was great, and
Yeah,
meeting so
Fishtown
many
iced
people.
tea. A lot of people loved it. I was like, even if you
First
drink
time
beer,
I tasted it, it was good.
yeah, just check it out. It's 9% over ice. It's fucking killer, and people they loved it. I mean, so you got to get out there and try it.
Yeah.
That guy is my hero.
Mayor
Yeah,
of
it
Titty
was
City.
incredible.
All right, guys. Yeah, Chris, you had mentioned about the opening day, and I wasn't able to be there.
Yeah.
I still had to work, but I did go on Tuesday, and I did get to see. I was excited, man. I was excited to watch Painter, and
Oh my God,
he really came through, man. Like he really delivered. Like, and when Dan Baker was like, Andrew, and all right, this is the other thing. Is Dan Baker getting old now? Because in between, like he takes like 10-second breaths in between each, like the first name and the last name. He's like, now pitching. Andrew.
It's his 54th year. Yes, he's old.
He had cancer though, too, right? Didn't he have like
guys,
mouth or
you're
throat
missing the
cancer?
fucking
About his
point. You're
teeth,
making me
I think.
feel like a dick. Knock it off. So anyway, from the moment that Dan Baker announced him, the fucking crowd is crazy. The crowd was so excited to see this kid. And I personally was annoyed that Topper took him out when he took him out. Now I know that everything says coming off of surgery, it's his debut. 85 pitches is usually a cap. I still thought let him finish the inning. Topper loves to fucking send a pitcher in to an inning and then not let him finish it. I never understood that with Topper. If you're gonna fucking take him out, like take him out now. Like why are you fucking throwing him out there for 2 extra batters if that's the big deal? All right, so couple things, historically speaking. If Painter had struck out just one more batter, he would have tied Kurt Simmons and Mick Abel for the most strikeouts in the Phillies debut. So that would have been pretty fucking impressive, right? 9 strikeouts in his debut. And he was also 2 outs away from that quality start where you go 6+ innings, fewer than 3 runs. Like I was also pissed off because that wasn't it was his runner, but it wasn't his run. So You know what I mean? When he came out of the game,
Dugan has no interest in what you have to say.
He doesn't want to hear this
Dugan
shit.
was like, yo, man,
that
fuck
shit.
you,
He's
I'm out.
so mad. Yo, before he comes back, fuck exit velocity, all right?
Bring back game-winning RBI.
That's right. Bring back no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. That's all I want to hear at the end of an inning. So, yeah, like the run that came across, got charged to him, takes his ERA from 0 to 1.69. And I just thought it would have been really cool if he had come out with a 0 ERA. You know what I mean? Like if he had fucking maintained that. Now, when I posted that, because I was at the game, when I posted that, he did have great exit velocity.
That is fucking amazing, John.
Basically infinity miles per hour. So
Yeah,
I was at
Dugan,
the game and I was really fucking pissed.
I don't know what the fuck just happened.
You had great exit velocity.
Comments are really pissed off, man. No, so I was just annoyed that they took him out. I wanted to see him keep going. I really did. I wanted to see what he had. His fucking velocity was still there. Everybody's like, oh, he threw a 100-mile-an-hour pitch. Okay, the fastball to CJ Abrams was clocked at 98.4. So, like, you can't say that his tank was fucking empty. You can't say that he was fucking getting tired. I just
So
maybe
Rob,
it's the wrong call. People on the page argued with me, but
they can argue all they want. I'm on your team.
Yeah.
Before the other two jump on the other team, I'm on your team here. If I'm gonna have a 1 point, whatever you said, ERA,
6.9,
let me give that one run up.
It's mine.
Not fucking somebody else that comes in, Tanner Banks. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let him go. And if he gives up the run, then pull him.
That's his run. Exactly.
Here's my take, and I'm on the opposite end. I think if he doesn't give up the single, he finishes the inning. Like he was going to go out there until he gave up a base runner. At the time in the game, it was 2-0, right? So he got to walk off the field with the lead, and he couldn't be the loser of that game at that point. He was only responsible for one runner. So he walked off the field to a rousing celebration. If the next hitter hits a 2-run homer and ties the game and he comes out, our perception of Andrew Painter 100% changes. In his first,
I disagree with that.
But we won't know. We won't know.
But it was his first start. It's his first start. How does it affect him and his next start if he gives up that 2-run homer instead of walking off with the lead to the tipping his cap? He's walking off to booze because now it's 2-2 because they lost 13-2 the night before. Like, I think the situation led to it was the right time. If he would have got Abrams out and didn't give up the single, he's not coming out of that game right there at 80-something pitches.
Here's my opinion of this.
It was the base runner.
We've got 2 versus 1. I'm going to stay out of it. And I'm going to say that the thing that I didn't love was like,
what was Abrams' exit velocity on that single though? Because that might have told the story. That might have changed.
I was going to go there, but I'm like, it's. I was like, I have to learn more about that. Like, what's up with Painter's mom? Like being very touchy feely with Andrew. Did you guys notice this? It was like uncomfortable.
The game. So.
What's up with Painter's mom being in like the 110 section and his dad being in like 310?
Oh, well, we know the deal there, right?
No,
we know what that one is. Oh, sure you do. Like it's either like, are they together? I assume they're not together and they hate each other.
I guess
what I thought.
That's
what I thought, but I don't know. They couldn't be in the same building or the same side of the building.
That's got to be a pain in the ass. You got to buy fucking tickets in this section and that section.
Maybe they're restraining
across the state.
Got to be
fucking binoculars, looking at each other and giving each other the finger.
Well, if its dad's going to hit and be in 310, like I'd be like, yeah, Andrew, buy me the 110 and just sell the fucking 110s, and like you can buy 5 310s.
Right.
Right.
We are getting long in the tooth. Are we wrapping it up here? We got some.
Yeah, Mold wants to know how many games they're going to win on the road trip.
How many games is the road trip?
Is it 7 or is it 10?
6.
6.
4. They have to go 4-2.
They have to beat all 3 versus Colorado, right?
Yep.
You got to.
They're gonna drop one. They're gonna drop one.
Then San Fran, they lose all 3, so I think they go 3-3. They never win in San Fran.
I got to
All right,
win
so-
in 3 and losing 2 in San Fran. 4-2.
4-2.
Who's got the who's getting the standing ovation when they come home? Is it going to be Bryce
Oh, why?
to try to rally him, to try to fucking boost his ego or boost his fucking spirits?
That is.
It's dumb. It's fucking dumb.
I mean, unless Turner is 136 or whatever the hell he's at right now still.
Yeah,
No standing O's. He's standing O for the pitchers that have, Sanchez and Painter and maybe Luzardo needs one. He had a rough first start.
he did have a tough one, but he signed a nice contract, so I think he's all right.
I think he'll be okay.
Was that an inside the Parker, Frank?
Great question. I don't know the answer to, but
Or which,
Stubbsy hit a homer.
where are they playing at? Is it at home or is there like a 210 to rate or something like that?
There he is. So,
Guys, I'm excited to be back every week. The
Fucking right,
Phillies
man.
may have off one day a week. We do not. So we're doing this 7 days a week. And I love it. I love every moment of it. So glad to see we had a massive amount of people tune in. I don't know if you guys see those, but it's been awesome. So thank you. And I'm looking forward to, not having super late games this weekend with Colorado, as we spoke about. So tomorrow is it at 4?
I think it's a 4:10.
4:10, then 8:10, and then 3:10.
I'm pulling it up.
If it's dark in Colorado now, it's like 26 degrees, so they're playing it during the day.
4:10, 8:10, 3:10. Then we get the 9:45 in San Francisco, 9:45, and 3:45 on Wednesday.
All right, I'm going to sign off with Fuck's Coors Banquet. Just for 3 days.
That's right.
Fuck Joe Carter.
Fuck the Mets.
Yep. Fuck
All right.
the Mets.
Good night, everyone.